My younger sister stole my credit card information and used it to book first-class flights for her honeymoon. So I reported the fraud and blocked the card, and they got escorted off the plane by police. My sister Jenna got married on a Saturday in June. I was her maid of honor. I paid for the bridal shower, the bachelorette weekend, and half the flowers because she said the florist raised the price last minute. I didn't complain. She's my sister. I wanted the day to be good. Jenna married a guy named Owen who worked at a car dealership. He made decent money but spent most of it on clothes, restaurants, and a truck payment that was way too high. He bought a $900 jacket the week before the wedding. Jenna bragged about it at the rehearsal dinner like it was an achievement. Jenna worked part-time at a dental office. Together they lived paycheck to paycheck and acted like they didn't. The wedding itself cost around $35,000. Our parents covered most of it. I covered about $6,000 of extras that Jenna said she'd pay me back for. The DJ upgrade, the photo booth, the dessert table. She never paid back a cent. She didn't even mention it after the wedding. 2 days after the wedding, Jenna and Owen were supposed to leave for their honeymoon. They'd been talking about Bali for months. But the week before the wedding, Jenna told me they had to cancel the honeymoon because they went over budget. She was upset but said they'd go later. I felt bad for her. I told her I was sorry and left it at that. The next Monday, I got an alert on my phone. 2 charges on my credit card. One for $4,200 and one for $4,800. Both from an airline. I hadn't booked anything. I opened my banking app and looked at the details. 2 first-class tickets from LAX to Bali, booked under Jenna's name and Owen's name. Departure date, that Wednesday. Return date, 10 days later. They didn't just rebook the honeymoon they told me was canceled. They upgraded it. First class both ways on my money without a single word to me. I sat there staring at my screen for a full minute. She had my card information because I'd given it to her months earlier to book the florist. I told her to delete it after. She obviously didn't. I called Jenna. No answer. I texted her. Did you book flights on my card? She read the message. No response. I called again. Nothing. 20 minutes later, she texted back. I was going to tell you. We'll pay you back after the honeymoon. Please don't make this a thing. $9,000 on my credit card without asking. First class. To Bali. After telling me the honeymoon was canceled. After I'd already spent $6,000 on her wedding. And her response was, don't make this a thing. I called my credit card company. I told them the charges were unauthorized and that someone had used my card without my knowledge or permission. They asked when I noticed. I told them that morning. They flagged the transactions and blocked the card immediately. They asked if I wanted to file a formal dispute. I said yes. They asked if I knew who made the charges. I said yes. They told me the airline would be notified and that the tickets would be canceled. I didn't tell Jenna. On Wednesday morning, Jenna and Owen showed up at the airport. They checked their bags, went through security, and boarded the plane. I know this because Jenna posted a selfie from the first-class cabin with the caption, honeymoon mode. 20 minutes later, my phone lit up. Jenna was calling, then Owen was calling, then Mom was calling. I answered Mom. She was frantic. The airline pulled Jenna and Owen off the plane. Something about fraud on the tickets. They're being questioned by police at the gate. What happened? I told her Jenna booked $9,000 in first-class flights on my credit card without my permission. Mom went quiet. Then she said you offered to pay for the honeymoon as a wedding gift. I laughed. I actually laughed. I told her I never said that. I told her Jenna stole my card information and booked the tickets behind my back. Mom said, can't you just sort this out later? They're sitting at the gate in front of everyone. It's humiliating. I said, she charged $9,000 to my card. I reported fraud because it was fraud. Jenna finally got on the phone an hour later. She was sobbing. She said the police took their information. She said the airline banned them from the flight. She said their bags were already on the plane and had to be unloaded, which delayed the whole flight by 45 minutes. She said the gate agent announced it was a security issue and passengers were staring. She said Owen was furious and blaming her. I asked her why she thought it was okay to steal from me. She said she didn't steal, she borrowed. I said borrowing requires permission. She hung up. Owen called me that night and told me I'd ruined the most important week of their lives. I told him his wife committed credit card fraud and he should be having that conversation with her. He hung up too. Mom tried to mediate for 2 weeks. She asked me to drop the dispute. She asked me to apologize to Jenna and Owen and move on. I said the experience was a consequence. The charges were reversed. Jenna and Owen never went to Bali. I can move past it. I just won't.